Big platters of food, lots of smiling faces, sharing and laughter. Who doesn't love a great grilled feast? And when it comes to barbecue on boards, I love steak. So I'm grilling up a Santa Maria tri-tip steak with loaded corn on the cob. And then it's more steak. This time, grilled ribeyes with horseradish mayo and ranch-flavored hickory sticks. I'm also grilling up some baby potatoes, coated in gooey raclette cheese and served with a caper-gherkin relish. And to get this party started, I'm making my root beer pulled pork, complete with pickled peppers and a mustard barbecue sauce. Oh my goodness. When the weather changes, so does what I cook and how I cook it. It's summertime, so it's barbecue all the time. And with barbecue comes the good stuff. Chops, ribs, and pork. Lots of pork. This is a pork butt. Now, a big pork butt can take a long time to cook. I'm talking 8, 10, 12 hours. So if you cut it up into thin strips, it minimizes the time and it takes on a lot of flavor. So I like to cut it up just like this, and then I'm gonna kickstart the flavor with a little marinade featuring some root beer. I like the sweet gnarliness of root beer. A little bit of salt, the paprika, beautiful things are gonna happen. It's a really good balance of only a few things. Pork's delicious. It's got a ton of fat in it, and it's gonna be smoked on the barbecue. So it's gonna be smoky, it's gonna be really tender, and a lot of fat, and it's really unctuous and good. So I'm gonna slide through all of that fat with fun condiments. So one is a pickle, and to make a pickling liquid, it's super easy, and you can have a lot of fun with the flavors, but you want it sweet, spicy, and citrusy or vinegary. So peppercorns, coriander, lots of white sugar, and you want things that are gonna taste really big and bold and go with the pork. Star anise, and then a good shot of vinegar. You can use lots of different vinegars. I like red wine vinegar. I like the flavor and I like the color it gives. And then the last thing to make a nice seasoned pickling liquid is a good shot of salt. Give that a mix. Look at that. That vinegar and acid is gonna pull out all of that flavor. And when it comes to the veg, because it's pork butt, I want it to be spicy. So jalapeno.
Coming up hot for a minute.
This looks crazy. All right, that's pretty intense for the vinegar. So what I like to do at the end is just put a little shot of water into it. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It's pretty intense. You can put a little shot of water in there and then pack that down. That's gonna be great with the pork. So I'm gonna make another sauce to put on the pork after it's cooked and kind of during the cooking process. It's Carolina style, so it's a lot of mustard and a big shot of vinegar. You can use different vinegars. I like apple cider. Pork and apple, they're best friends. They're going in this sauce. You have to sweeten it up and hit it with the sugar. And then this is my little secret ingredient. Don't tell anybody, keep it between us. Worcestershire. This stuff is gnarly. It packs a punch. Get it into the sauce. All right, this has to chill out. Pork's gonna marinate for an hour or two. This is pretty fun.
Yeah, you better.
The big flavor in this pork is the smoke, baby. And I'm using 2 types of wood, mesquite because I like that strong smoke, and then pecan wood. It burns a little slower and it's a lighter smoke. And if you think about American barbecue, the smoke is the biggest flavor agent in barbecue. You wanna go low, you wanna go slow. That pork fat's gonna get really nice and tacky. When it opens up, it's gonna drink up all of that beautiful smoke. You wanna go low and slow and indirect. So this side of the barbecue is on, and this side is off. The smoke's gonna come up, over, kiss the pork. Beautiful things are gonna happen. So keep it low and slow, about an hour and a half, and then I'm gonna spritz it. It already smells so good.
Yeah, you better.
Smells pretty darn good in here. I refilled the smoke tray, and look at that. This is amazing. Great things have happened. Remember what I said about the wood? It really adds such a great seasoning to it, and it changes the color of the pork. It's getting really nice and tacky, but here's my little secret. This is a spritz. It has root beer, because there's root beer in the marinade, and vinegar in it. You might be thinking, what? You're gonna put vinegar on it? Yes, think of a balsamic reduction. You start with an intense vinegar, you reduce it, it gets really sweet. Same thing's gonna happen on the pork. You spray it with vinegar, but it's gonna accept the smoke, it's gonna cook, the vinegar's kind of gonna evaporate and it turns really sweet and tacky. That's a pro tip. So give it a spritz. That's a great color. Close the lid, and there's a saying in barbecue, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Keep it closed and enjoy the smell. The Simpsons, da-na-na-na-na. That looks great. Some beautiful things have happened over this period of smoking and slow cooking. That red hue in the meat is from the little kisses of smoke, and the fat's nice and tacky from the vinegar and the root beer in the spray. Good things come to those who wait. The low smoke has such a good flavor. It goes so well with pork. It's a little sweet, it's a little tacky, it's delicious. All right, let it rest for about 10, 15 minutes. I'm gonna shred it, mix it with the mustard sauce, and we're gonna have a pulled pork party. It is so good. Pork buns, sweet. And next up, I'm making a sexy Santa Maria tri-tip steak with loaded corn on the cob.
Wonderful life, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, good. Thanks for coming over.
This Santa Maria style tri-tip and epic grilled corn go together like a hot day and a dip in the pool. But the tri-tip might be one of the tastiest steaks in the game. When it comes to the world of beef, different cuts have different characteristics. So you want to talk about the most tender steak in the world? That's a beef tenderloin, AKA Chateaubriand, AKA the filet mignon. You want to talk about flavor to fat ratio? It's got to be the New York strip, my personal favorite in New York. You want to talk about most marbling a steak? It's got to be the rib steak, the prime rib, or the chopped steak. But if you want to talk about the most flavorful steak there is, it's called the tri-tip. It's cut from the bottom of the sirloin, and it is super delicious. It's the tastiest steak out there. And one of the most popular ways to prepare a tri-tip is Santa Maria, because it was originated in Santa Maria, California. So all it is a tri-tip, check, and a spice blend. This one has garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, dried rosemary, cayenne, and then a lot of salt and pepper. So step one for a Santa Maria tri-tip, you gotta hit it with a big rub. What makes a Santa Maria tri-tip so cool is all of those dry spices, when charred on the barbecue, get blackened. So it's really gnarly and crunchy on the outside and super flavorful. But some Santa Maria aficionados down in California like to make a little seasoning vinegar to glaze over the steak. So it's really simple. Garlic, shallots, it's almost like a salad dressing, like a vinaigrette. So shallots, garlic, vinegar, and then 2 types of mustard I put in mine. Dijon for a sharp little kick, and then regular ballpark mustard, and then just a big shot of oil. That's all you need. It's a good combination between the oil, the vinegar, the fresh garlic, and the shallots. And then when all those spices are getting charred on the barbecue, you start, my mouth is watering just talking about it. And you start glazing it with this little vinaigrette. That's how you do a Santa Maria tri-tip. It's delicious. So a big platter of the tri-tip, and I want to serve some corn. It's the summertime, and I love charred corn on the barbecue, but I like to give it a different kick of flavor every time I do it. This one's really great. It's modeled after street corn. Street corn is usually glazed with something after it's cooked. I mean, I'm gonna deck it out with a ton of toppings, but just to start this, mayo, sour cream, and then a good shot of fresh lime. Yes. So imagine this. This corn's gonna get charred and then slathered with this magical sauce and then rolled in Parmesan cheese, chives, and crispy bacon bits. Gonna make you weak in the knees. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Tri-tips ready, glazing sauce is ready. Then I'm gonna go to the queue. Sweet!
Yeah, you better.
It's a Santa Maria tri-tip. Okay, this steak doesn't have a lot of fat, but it's got a spice mix on it. So the spice mix is gonna encourage that char mark. So medium-high heat, that's a great little sound. This steak has so much flavor in it. You don't wanna start it on a high heat. That's a perfect sound. Medium-high, let the char marks develop gradually. Quarter turn, flip it. I usually cook the tri-tip with the lid open. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Nice little char, gradual char marks. Doesn't need to be crazy hot. So I like to give it a nice quarter turn, little pressure down. Same with this one. Okay, that's great. It's stuck a little bit. That's a good sign that I'm just gonna wait. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. When the steaks come off naturally, they wanna be flipped. Okay, so when I see char marks, it's time for a good basting with the dressing, and wonderful things are gonna happen. Super tart with the vinegar in there, but the vinegar sweetens up as you cook it. So give it a nice brush. It smells so delicious. The onion's gonna soften up. There's a lot of flavor going on there. And I like a Santa Maria tri-tip that's around medium rare. So pull it at about 120 and then let it rest, and you have a nice blushing piece of meat. Okay, check the tri-tip out. Super good char marks. It's tightened up a little bit. The vinaigrette's on there. It's kind of getting sweet, kind of getting tangy, kind of getting funky. Time to give it a rest. And for the corn, it's done. In the summertime, I don't know about you, but I have a block of butter designated for corn, and then I make my little trough. And then I'm gonna get the little mayo mix, brush that on top. Oh, yes. And then after that, then roll it in the Parmesan cheese, bacon, smoked paprika. This is crazy. Char-grilled corn, rolled in butter, hit with that mayo mix, Parmesan, smoked paprika, bacon, boom. Important piece of the puzzle when you're cooking a tri-tip or any steak, let it rest, let the juices relax, it goes back into the meat, you'll love your steak, and cut against the grain. That's gonna make it super tender. That's where you wanna make the first cut, and check this out. Now that's barbecue on boards. Deluxe super charred corn. It's tri-tip, baby. That's a really good steak. Well, this is my deluxe corn, so I grilled it. Then it's rolled in. Do you guys ever take like the pound of butter and just roll the corn on top? Yeah. All right, okay, good. So I'm not crazy. No. And then it's rolled in Parmesan cheese and bacon bits and herbs, and it's pretty good stuff. Up next, grilled ribeyes with horseradish mayo and crunchy ranch-flavored hickory sticks.
OMW, I'm always you.
Ribeye's such a great steak. It's got the perfect marbling, does well with the char on the grill, but dipped in horseradish sauce with the crispy potatoes. That's my kind of steak.
OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW.
This is really cool. So horseradish has different levels of spiciness running through it. So it's, you know, spicy at the top, a little more mild through the middle, and then really spicy at the root of it. So I like to cut the horseradish up and grate from all ends. That way you get a really well-rounded spiciness from the horseradish. Microplane, big chunk of horseradish, steaks. It's a pretty good day. It's so flavorful and so delicious. I can smell it from here, but I'm gonna cool it out a little bit with a touch of full fat mayo and a good shot of sour cream. And then that's it to make this sauce. A big pinch of salt to kind of highlight the spicy notes of the horseradish. So that takes care of the horseradish sauce. Anytime I crave a steak, I want some potatoes. So I'm gonna make a really cool seasoning blend for some hickory sticks. One of my first restaurant memories is my dad taking our whole family to a steak restaurant. And I think it's half the reason I became a chef, is because I'll never forget it. Just walking into a place at night with all the lights, getting greeted by somebody, taken to your table. I just remember how wildly entertaining it was and how cool the ambiance was. That steakhouse memory just stuck with me, and it's one of my favorite meals. And anytime I make this stuff, I kind of think of my dad taking us to that steak restaurant. It's super cool. So I'm gonna make a ranch seasoning powder for the hickory sticks. Super simple, mustard powder, dill, garlic powder, a little sugar to sweeten it up. This is milk powder, which is just dehydrated milk. It gives a little fattiness to it. And then a shot of nutritional yeast. This stuff is pretty yummy. It's got a cheesy quality to it, but with all these things combined, it makes like a dill ranchy kind of flavor. I'm gonna put it on hickory sticks. Hickory sticks are pretty delicious, right? They're super salty, so I'm not putting any salt in the rub. Just a shot of oil, so it'll glue on to the chips. And then I bake it, put it on a sheet, throw it in the oven, like 200 degrees for 10 minutes, and that flavor will stick to the hickory sticks. Stick to the hickory sticks. Yeah. All the oven is gonna do is just warm up the hickory sticks, get that seasoning spice to lock onto it, let that cook, and ready to go to the grill. Grilling a ribeye, super simple, but I got a couple tricks up my sleeve to get you that perfect ribeye with that nice blushing center. Ribeye has a lot of fat in it, so lean into the seasoning. You want an aggressive amount of salt and pepper, because as the steak cooks, that fat's gonna render, drip down, get kissed by the flame. It's gonna take some of that salt and pepper with it. So lean in to the seasoning. And you wanna hear a nice sear for the ribeye. Get it on a hot oiled grill. Serving meat is all about keeping the integrity of it. So a ribeye is good when it's medium. Give it a chance to have that fat melt through the meat. I wouldn't serve it anything over medium or under medium. That for me is perfect, but of course, cook it how you like it. But all my favorite things about a steakhouse dinner, a juicy, succulent, char-grilled piece of meat. I'll slice it at the table, and we'll all dig in.
Yeah, well done.
Well, I know you guys love steak, so I made two of my favorites. This one's kind of like, you know, steakhouse style. So it's a ribeye, which has good fat, and this little piece around here is actually one of the most tender parts of the steak. It's delicious. I cooked it medium. Look at that. Woo! I'm a steak and potatoes kind of guy, and you don't want to miss my potato kebab fondue. You're gonna love it. Wow, so good. Potato skewers on the grill, covered in raclette cheese with a caper-gherkin relish. Fondant, fondue. Parboil the baby potatoes for about 3 to 4 minutes. The heat on the barbecue should be nice and high. You can use butter here, but I'm going with duck fat. Brush the liquid gold onto those taters and be generous with a nice sprinkling of sea salt. Once the potatoes are fudgy and charred, cover them in thin slices of raclette cheese. It's a decadent melting cheese that has a slightly sharp taste. Here's a great tip. Melt it over the kebabs, sitting on top of a tray. That way the cleanup at the end is easy. And the relish is a combo of gherkins, salty capers, garlic, and fresh parsley. Duck fat and flame-kissed potato skewers with raclette cheese and caper relish. It's my favorite parts of fondue, all on a stick. They're gonna get a kick out of this. Looks so good. I think it's more than just delicious food. It's the way that you serve it. Big shareable platters just says something like, I love you. Cook up some barbecue, spread the love around your table, and you'll see some smiles. Happy grilling.
I'm back!